Crowfoot is called by some as the greatest Canadian. Today we will be looking at his life and getting an idea why some regard him as such. He was born on 1830 in southern Alberta. Crowfoot's mother and father were from the Kainai tribe, which was called the Bloods by Canadian settlers. His father's name was Ista Opaka, which means packs a knife. However, his father passed away when he was 5 years old. Later on, Crowfoot will take over his father's name as an adulthood name he becomes known by. His mother's name was Akska Saipai, which means attacked towards home. After Crowfoot's father passed away, his mother got married to a man from another tribe called the Siksika tribe. Later, as you will see, Crowfoot becomes a chief of his stepfather's tribe, which is the Siksika tribe. As a teen, Crowfoot aided older warriors on raids. In doing this, he displayed leadership, bravery, and proved himself to be a strong, respected warrior in the Siksika tribe, otherwise known as the Blackfoot. By the age of 20, he had fought in 19 battles. With the death of his band, he became a minor chief, even though he was not related to a chief and was a blood Indian. Crowfoot preferred generally not to go to war, even though he had proven himself to be a brave warrior. After a smallpox epidemic in 1869 to 1870, he became one of the 3 remaining chiefs. Crowfoot's bravery earned him respect from the Blackfoot, but it was his skill as a voice of peace to reason that made him one of the most respected Canadian natives. He was called Manistokos, which means the father of the people, because of his caring nature. He worked hard to build relations between the Blackfoot and others who came into their lands. One example of this could be with the Hudson Bay Company and the Northwest Mounted Police. An example is when a group of Blackfoot warriors attacked a Hudson Bay caravan. Crowfoot interfered and stopped them. This sometimes caused Crowfoot to come into conflict from a member of his own nation. Crowfoot had a total of 10 wives. He would have 3 to 4 at a time. Cutting Woman was favored over the other wives. He had a number of children. Only 4 of them lived until adulthood. Crowfoot had 1 son, but he got killed in early teenager in a battle against Cree. Another important event where Crowfoot showed his leadership, skills, and his desire for peace is during the Northwest Rebellion. In 1885, Louis Riel returned to Canada after spending several years in the United States in exile. Louis Riel created a Métis provisional government. Many natives joined the Northwest Rebellion. These rebels hoped that the Blackfoot would help them. Crowfoot refused for him or his people to join the rebellion. Crowfoot didn't want to join because he knew the Métis were going to lose versus Canada, and the Métis didn't treat the Blackfoot much better than the Canadian government did. Crowfoot was dragged in the battle and he chose to back up Canada. Crowfoot involvement showed loyalty to the Blackfoot tribe and proved he enjoys peace. Because of this, Canada decided to use Crowfoot to negotiate treaties. At the end of the rebellion, Poundmaker, who was Crowfoot's adopted son, was sent to jail for 3 years. Crowfoot sent a letter to the governor to grant him a pardon, but it was denied. Poundmaker ended up serving 6 months and was released. He visited Crowfoot. When he was with Crowfoot, Poundmaker passed away. The purpose of Treaty 7 from the perspective of the Canadian government was to seize control of all native claims to the Western Prairie land and to prevent themselves from being antagonized. The condition of Treaty Number 7 was to surrender all Indians' claims to Western Canada. Secondly, was to allow the CPR to travel through the Blackfoot territory. On October 21st, Crowfoot and Red Crow signed the treaty. After the chiefs signed the treaty, both of them were handed 2 medals to remind them of their commitment. The medals were handed to Chief Crowfoot and Chief Red Crow. After the treaty, Blackfoot people started running out of food supplies. They ran out of beef and flour, which caused starvation for the Blackfoot people. The Blackfoot starvation was not taken seriously, which angered the Blackfoot people. In result, most of Crowfoot's child died, and many of the Blackfoot people. Crowfoot became one of the most famous Native Canadians. Canada rewarded Chief Crowfoot $50, a lifetime pass on the CPR, and a trip to Ottawa for remaining loyal to the Queen and Treaty 7. In Crowfoot's last decade, he was depressed and his health was getting worse. Crowfoot died from tuberculosis on April 25, 1890. Chief Crowfoot was buried on the site of the signing of Treaty 7. On Crowfoot's grave, it said, "Father of his people." Crowfoot is called by some as the greatest Canadian. Today, we will be looking at his life and getting an idea why some regard him as such.